Welcome to my apiary. It's Friday, June 23rd, 2023. I have, I believe, 22 cells in my incubator right now. So I need to get busy here and make 22 mating nukes. Now I make my mating nukes with my little wooden 4-frame box for a few different reasons, not the least of which is I have plenty of them. And also they have I put an entrance disc on there that I can close so that I can, when I make the nuke up, I can take them into my building for 2 nights and bring them back without drift. And there are those who insist that the bees still drift, and I'm sure they do, but in a practical sense, it's not a problem. I don't have a problem with that. I don't lose the bees because it's my apiary, right? And so theory is theory and practice is practice. And in theory, there's no difference between theory and practice, but in practice there is. Simple as that. And so if a method works for you and it works to the degree of your required success, then it's a success. And that's what I'm working on here for my operation. And I love to learn new methods, new principles, but they have to be applicable. I have to apply them here. You know, take a hard and fast principle, like something that you can do this and you can't do that. There are very few can and can't do's in beekeeping. It's degrees. And sometimes those maneuvers you do, maybe not cut and dried, but they work successfully enough that it allows you to move forward. And that's the whole point here. The whole point is not to meet the letter of the law academically. It has to apply in a practical sense to the bees and the bottom line of the apiary. I have 18 what Phil calls zombie hives, and I think that's a good term for these. And again, if you're not following the saga, these are just colonies that were failing. Still have a technically laying queen, but they're not going anywhere. There's something wrong with them. And so I just keep them around to lay some brood for splits and mating nukes. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look through these. If the queen is laying well, then I'll maybe steal a frame or two of brood from her. If not, then I'm going to pinch her and use what resources she does have, make up my mating nukes out of these. And one of the reasons I'm starting here is, like, I'm obviously not going to get 22 out of these, but I'm starting here because this is the equipment I need for my mating nukes, so it'll free up some equipment for me. So let's look at this first one and see what's going on. There's a bit of a population here. They've been kind of sitting here for quite a while. And, you know, there's a brand new frame there that they haven't even touched. You know, she's got some brood. And there's pollen there, there's nectar there. I don't know that there's anything on that side. I didn't bring my light over here. Right, so she's actually laying pretty good. And I may just steal a frame from her. I'll steal a nice frame of brood and bees. I need to find her. And then I'll let her continue. And there she is right there. She's not marked. Right there. So I'll put her over on that side. And I'm going to be ruthless here. I'm going to take those other 2 frames away. And that'll actually make 1 mating nuke. Although I don't have a box handy for them. I'll go over and get one. I just want to separate these bees from the queen while I know where she is. And we don't have a pronounced nectar flow, so I can leave this with 2 frames for a little bit, as long as I don't forget that too long. I need to fill that up. So when I built these, I built them with that entrance disc I can close so I can relocate them, and a screen bottom, so that just for ventilation, to try to keep them from overheating while they're in the building. So I'll put those 2 frames in here. I'm going to scrape the end of that off the screen. The screen sits right at the bottom of the box, so there's no room for this sort of thing. So I'm hoping in doing this that whatever's wrong with these hives doesn't translate over into the new hive and queen that I'm making out of this. That would be kind of goofy, wouldn't it? Biosecurity is always a big consideration, and it's a lot of work sometimes. You have to do this and you can't do that. And you take shortcuts, and then your world comes crashing down. Okay, so again, I need 2 more frames here, I need 2 more frames there for that nuke. And that is exactly why these are here. Steal resources from them. She's laying a bit. A decent pattern there. And there's a queen. Somebody marked that queen. It's probably me. There's white on her eyes, and there's white on her front leg, and there's some on her abdomen even. So that kind of got out of hand. This one can go in a nuke, but it's not going to be enough. I'll put this frame in here, mostly just for the bees, but I'm going to need another frame of brood here. So we'll move on to the next one. A little bit of cap brood there, a little bit of open brood. That'll be a good one to take. This queen might meet her demise right now. Yeah, I'll have mercy on her. She's actually still laying there. So I'll put her facing that open comb, and I'll take this one. These mating nukes, they don't need to be real strong. That's plenty. It really has to do with how fast you want them to build up, and it's okay if I make them stronger, because these will be the hive. These will be what stay with this colony, assuming the queen mates, right up until next spring, because they'll grow into this 4, then they'll go into a 6, and they will stay in the 6 for the summer and all through the winter. So it's okay if I make these stronger. I filled these boxes with some nice drawn comb earlier, and they didn't appreciate it. They haven't even touched it. There's a pretty good population here. It's a good brood frame. There's the queen. I'll put her on the outside just to rather isolate her while I take a look at this one. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice frame. I'm going to take that, and I'll take this one too. It's all feed, nectar and sealed feed, and a bunch of bees. So I'm going to have to come back and give her a little more comb. There's a little ventilated setting there. I don't think it's really worth that much, but it's there, so I'll use it. That's all nectar, which once I find the queen, I'll probably put that in the last nuke that I made. That doesn't matter, I can put it in the next one. There's 22 nukes, I'm going to need almost 100 frames to replace in here. Always like to look in the cups. Oh, she's actually laying really well. Yeah, okay. I'll find the queen and I'll take a lot out of this one. Might get 2 or even 3 frames. Well, it's a slab. Boy, you think she's failing? She's really laying it up. That's good. She's gonna contribute to the greater good here in a big way. Yeah, for sure. Well, we can find her. She's laid that all up too. Sometimes they're not marked. And I'm not really that good at finding them. I think she'd be on that frame because there's space to lay in there. You're probably saying, oh, she's right there, pointing at your screen. Well, you gotta talk louder than that because I can't hear you. And or maybe the queen's on this one because, see that feed frame I took out and laid there? The queen's on that one. Tricky old queen. So, there is no queen in here. There is no queen, is why I couldn't find her. I forgot that I had taken that one out. Then I realized I've got 3 frames in here. Okay, so that'll round out that nuke really nicely. Really nice. And I can take another one. I'll take this other brood frame. There's lots of bees. And then I'm going to take this feed frame. Oh, I'll put this, the least good brood frame back in here. And I'm going to put the queen in here. If I can find her again, I'll have to pick her up. There she is. There she goes. Then I'm going to use this feed frame. It's nectar, so it'll go really nicely in that nuke. All right. So again, there's 1 frame in there. I'll have to fill that up. Oh, this one is bursting. Wow. That's actually a 2022 queen. And because there's not a full-on nectar flow at this point, 2 or 3 frames in these mating nukes will be enough. Particularly if there's room for that new queen to begin laying. Okay, this has, but there is a nectar flow. It's just slow. It's a slight nectar flow. That's all nectar and pollen. And they haven't moved to that side at all. I'm going to place that in here preemptively. Because if I can find the queen, I'll definitely take that frame for my nuke. She's laying pretty good too. You see how this frame there's bees are all over here, and then there's not really very many bees here. That's actually milk brood there. And there's nothing in these cells here. So probably prepping these cells for laying. So nice brood frames. They're doing really well. And we'll push this one backwards. I'll use probably 3 frames of brood out of this one. Queens do walk around on the wall, so you gotta watch. They say, oh, you're looking at a nectar frame. Why would a queen be walking around on a... You don't think it's the first time I've seen that? It's less likely for sure, but they do it. They absolutely do it. I'm collecting on the wall there, so I'm wondering if the queen is in there. That's why I'm taking the frames out. Oh, she's not, because she's right there. Another black one that's not marked. Okay, so she will make up the nucleus of that one. I'll use that feed frame and this one for this nuke. And I can start another nuke with that other brood frame. Oh, there's bees under that brood frame. So that is the logic behind the zombie hives right there. So again, I'll add another one to this. You don't particularly need a smoker for these little guys, but it's always good to have it. Put this nice new frame in here. This nuke didn't appreciate it, obviously. There's the queen. She's marked yellow. Not a very good mark, but marked yellow nonetheless. So I'll take this frame. Not a very good one. If I can put another one in. What's this one? This one is really nothing. Well, I'll put nothing on each side then. There's a pretty good population. They maybe don't have quite as much brood as some of them, but it'll work. Okay, so this one's going to be left with one frame as well. This is a 22 queen as well. Got some population here. And some brood. Nice brood frames. These bees are a little more animated. These cups, there's nothing in them. But I always want to look. If they're making cups, then maybe they want to supersede, or is it emergency cup? There's the queen right in the middle, and she's also not marked. Okay, I'll put her there, and I'm going to take just about everything else. She can start again. I think that plastic one I can put in the next box. This is a 22 as well. I had quite a few 22s not work out. And I don't know if it's the queen's fault. She's laying eggs, for sure, in that. That's feed on that side. And there's the queen there. So I'll take this one in this box. And I can probably have this one too. There's some feed on there. That'll be good. And it's got a lot of pollen in it, so that's nice. That'll help out my new mated queen. And what can I have from this one? There's the queen right there. I'll take everything else. This was just a resource frame, really. But this is going to be a nice nuke right here. Oh, this one's nice. I might make 1.5 or 2 nukes out of here. Hard to make 2 out of 4 frames because I'll leave something with the queen. Oh, she's laying nice. Wow. Very nice. Sometimes they surprise you. That's a 21, it says on the lid. So she's going out with a bang. And I contribute to the greater good before she leaves this world. There she is right there. Okay, I'll put her right on the outside of that frame there. And I'm gonna nick these 2. Oh, that's all feed. Oh my goodness. That'll be fine. But it's not brood, so I'm gonna put this second brood frame in there. That's a nice one too. And there's the queen right there, and laying lots of eggs on that frame. We'll take her out and we'll pilfer her hive. Nice. Nice. Also nice. That's a partial. I'll put that in the next one. Put her back in here. That's a 22 queen. That's the joy of marked queens, boy. Easy to find sometimes. I've made 10 nukes. I have 6 more to work here. There's also the polys. That falls into the same category. And they're actually pretty decent. Well, some of them. So I might be making these 22 nukes out of zombie hives. Completely. That'd be great. No resources taken from my production apiary. That is exactly the reason. There's a root beer queen right there. She's not marked. This is a nice feed and pollen. That'd be a good frame for my cell starter. Actually, oh come on. Sorry. Yeah, she's just starting to lay that one. I'll leave that one with her. Okay. That's encouraging when it goes that well. I need to get feed plugs for these too. So this box is a little different. It's the same box with a different bottom. I actually built a shim and put holes in it and a solid bottom. I don't like them as much because there's more to them. They're heavier and they're a lot more involved to make, first of all. So I might just change that out. Put this nuke in here and reuse this box. This nuke is all but failed though. Yeah, this one's very weak. Looks like the frames are kind of old. Not the greatest. There's almost no bees here. I just look for the queen and get rid of her. Pretty sure I see eggs. How can you not find a queen in this? Unless there isn't one. Maybe there's not, because there's no mature larva. There's only a few capped cells. So maybe there is no queen. You know, I'm sure I've seen that a few times before. I got some 4X glasses for grafting. They weren't quite strong enough for grafting. I bought a set of 6X, but sure makes that easy to see. Yeah, so what do? Chance a queen and laying worker and all that kind of stuff. I guess if I put a virgin in here, they'll kill her. The virgin will kill the old queen. And this one also not very strong at all. This queen is definitely failing, if she's not dead already. So there's some older larvae here, and some milk brood. This looks a little more healthy. It's very small, but it looks more healthy in that the various ages of brood are present. How can you not find a queen in here? Unless she died this morning. So again, I'm going to try to transfer this to here so I can leave this bigger and bulkier box on the stand. So I just have to find the queen and place her over there. Boy, that's a nice pollen frame there. I think it gets harder to find queens as the day goes on. You get kind of blind. You see so many bees. Back is getting sore. Oh. So we'll sit. I know there's something you can do to narrow it down. You know, I have 2 boxes here, and I have 4 frames. You could put 2 frames in there, leave 2 frames in here. You go away for 20 minutes, you come back, you'll hear which one doesn't have a queen. And then, you know, you get 2 frames to look through instead of 4. And you can do that. But, you know, that takes time and it takes boxes and you gotta revisit all the time. You kind of just always hope that you'll see the girl. on the frame. There she is. She's laying on that empty frame. Okay, I'll take these two then. Actually, I'm going to take her and put her in there. Okay, there she is. There's the queen. I love it when they're marked. You see them right away. I'll put this one in that other, or another big box. She's laying eggs in that. Otherwise, it's just a pollen frame. Queen is right there. Put that other big box over here. Waxworm. Wow, that is heavy. That is extreme. Here's the queen. Big blue dot. How did I miss that first time? Yeah, we got one in the middle. Those are a pain. There's the queen. Leave her there. These don't need all these many frames, so I'm gonna liberate some frames. That'll do, I think. I'll put one more brood frame in there. Find the queen. There's the queen right there. Oh man, that's a decent brood frame. Put that in that one. It's a nice brood frame. Oh, really nice on one side. That's a good one. And that one can go in a new nuke. Because it's about a half a frame of brood. I feel sorry for these queens. Get left with one frame. Well, I'll bring some more frames and they can continue on their duties. This one looks really quite good. He'll give up more for the next round of mating nukes. Queen is on that one. All right, I believe that's 22. Objective met. So there's the 22 mating nukes now. And I've used up all of my little wooden boxes. There are more wooden boxes that I can build these nukes out of. I just have to install the entrance disc, drill a hole for that, put the screen on the bottom, and then the little feet. I may just take some time in the wood shop to do that because I really like using these for mating nukes. And I have a lot more cells coming out here pretty quick that are going to need mating nukes. So these are going back in the building. And what is it? It's Friday. So Friday and Saturday night, and on Sunday they'll come out. I'll set them up over here on a new stand, which means a pile of pallets, and for mating. And then at that point I need to check them for cells. Was it volunteer cells, I think Randy called it, rogue cells, and then I can put my virgins in. I think I'm cutting it rather tight because I think my virgins are going to be emerging Sunday, Monday, so it might be pretty quick after getting them out here that I get virgins in them. So I hope everything works well that way. I try to have them ready a little bit farther ahead than that, but this week got away on me. James and I were getting up to all kinds of shenanigans, as he called it, so I didn't get some of my work done. Well, we got a lot of other work done, so I was thankful for that. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing with that. Thanks for watching. Take care and have fun.